Skyward Sword is one of the most hated Zelda games. What is it that people don't like about it? And is it really that bad? Welcome to Zelda Pod Smashers. I'm here with Frank, Martin and Marco. Now in part 1 we already talked about the motion controls, but other than that, why do you think this game is getting so much hate from the community?
Fi.
Wow, that's spot on again. I agree 100%. I hated Fi. I want to play a Zelda game without holding hands with some kind of creepy thing that comes out of my sword.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Good point.
The problem with this is like Captain Obvious. Like you go into a dungeon room, there's a locked door at the other end, you collect the key for the locked door, then you go to the door and she pops up, Master, this is a locked door. I detect a 95% probability that you have to find a key somewhere. Oh, duh, Captain Obvious already found it. Then she makes the game slow because of that. Because she pops up, interrupts the game.
The problem is, all they should have done was like make her optional. If you want to listen to Fi, okay, you can ask for her to come and give you advice. But
actually, I like her character and her personality and her design, but the way she interrupts the game is not okay.
It's not like I don't like her design. I know I said some things, but it's just more it's just because
Go
I
apologize to Fi.
Yeah, it's just I'd make up with Fi any day, but it's the way that Nintendo just pushed her towards you. Like you had to listen to her, you had to hear what she said. I didn't even read the text. I just clicked my button and wanted to get it over with. If it had been optional, I probably would never have seen Fi.
Sometimes she even spoils the puzzles for you.
But that's the worst part.
And all the help that she gives is completely redundant, because you also have the Shaika stones, which are made for beginning Zelda players.
She just repeats what has been said by another character. Like, if a character, you should go to the east. Then she popped up, Master, you should probably go to the east. Don't say that.
Well, sometimes I think they were just trying to be funny with her, just like C-3PO in Star Wars is funny like that. But it was too much. I did like her for all the storytelling that she did, like every cutscene, and she would tell a bit about the past, and that really worked, the same way Midnight worked.
What I liked about her is the thing what you could do with Navi and Tuttle. You could like ask for enemy information, like the name and the data of an enemy. You could do the same in this game with all the characters. Like you go on Skyloft and scan people, and she would tell you some of the curiosities and stuff. It was actually quite an interesting feature.
You know, I never tried that until yesterday when you told me. Either I thought it wasn't possible, or I was afraid that she would spoil the way to defeat bosses for me, etc.
With characters, there shouldn't be any spoilers. It's more information.
But in the defense of Fi, it's not just her, but it's the whole game that's so slow. For example, when you fall off Skyloft, you get this character that picks you up and puts you down, and he gives you a whole speech like, "Oh, you should be careful, young boy," and it just takes forever.
I think it's similar to the Wind Waker. If you make an HD version of this game, there's a lot of stuff you can speed up.
Also, if you play small sessions of the game, the whole thing about finding, crafting things, what should we call
treasures.
Treasures.
Yeah, that was a big problem.
Okay, I've seen this thing. I know what it is.
And then
stop.
She had the same problem as the Twilight Princess with the rupees.
Yeah, that's true.
But in this game it's even worse, because each time it opens the menu again and shows you how the number gets incremented by 1. You're like, oh, you have 1 more. Oh, come on.
The thing I hated most, maybe, buying potions. And then upgrading potions.
Why did you even buy potions? Do we need them?
In hero mode they're useful.
Hero mode, yes. I even abuse the potion which makes you invulnerable.
Even I didn't try that.
Yeah, it's good for the lightning round, because there's like this horde battle mode where you fight off the goblins. So basically I used this potion, then jumped into the minigame right into the fight. So
that's possible?
Yes. If you drink the potion before you talk to the dragon, you can actually use the effect during the battles. It's like a cheat, but this way it's the easiest way to beat it.
Yeah. Marco, did you experience any slow parts in the game?
Mainly with at least in the beginning, with the hero quest and everything, you still get all the tutorials for how to climb a wall and everything. Like, I know that. I've already played this game. I played Zelda for years. I know how to do all this. You don't have to tell me.
Yeah.
And they just keep telling it. You can skip all the cutscenes, but the cutscenes I actually like. I like watching them, but then you can't skip the stupid things you already know.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Boring stuff you have to listen to, but then the cutscenes you can push away. No. Yeah.
Not fair.
In general, hero mode was nice, I guess. It's the first time they made a Zelda game harder.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, but I mean, monster difficulty, you know? They do double damage.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that
was the first time for Skyward Sword.
Yeah, no, but now it's just a lazy way to make a second quest. Like, okay, you
Yeah.
play the same game again, but you take double damage or quadruple damage or whatever.
And there's no
Yeah.
hard spawning.
I would like to have to see more Star Force, more stronger enemies. That would have been perfect for the second quest. Add more moblins, add more Star Force,
Yeah.
more
But
tougher
I'm
enemies
not
to fight.
I'm not against you on the second quest. I think it was an easy way to just put something in there. If hero mode is just more damage received and no hearts, etc., it has nothing to do with the story or dungeon wise or anything, then it should be available from the beginning.
I would have liked that. Hero mode available from the beginning, then I would have played that the first time.
If they make something like Master Quest, then for sure make a second playthrough, because I'd play it. But if not, let it be an option, so I don't have to play the same game twice.
In general, it's not really worth it. I mean, if you weren't going to play the game a second time anyway, then
Yeah.
don't play it.
I think if I might go back and try the Dolphin 1080p, and I will find a save file with the might get yours with it completed to do the hero mode just from the beginning.
Yeah, sure. At least on Dolphin you have two reasons to play the game again. 1080p and hero mode. Another thing Nintendo tried with this game was restructuring the overworld. Basically they wanted the overworld to be more like dungeons, but
I tried at some point. The big example was the E3 demo in the forest, where you like the forest was more like a dungeon. But in the final game you still have separate dungeons,
but you can still see the elements. Like you have to collect different parts of a key before you can get into the dungeon. I liked it. It made the overworld more interactive. Even now I run around and I think, oh hey, let's go here.
it's what I liked about this overworlds. They feel like these massive playgrounds where you run around and do obstacle courses, and I think it's fun in some ways. But overall it made the game very linear. There's no real exploration in this. Because the entire overworld has not one single option area. This is kind of sad to me, because I like to explore an overworld and find like nookies and hidden mini dungeons and hidden caves.
Yeah.
But that's not here in this game at all. It's all is mandatory and all is linear.
I didn't mind. I don't mind linearity normally, so I think I thought it was fine.
Yeah, actually I think the linearity isn't as bad as in Twilight Princess. 'Cause there it was really like, okay, you're in a movie and we'll tell you where to go next. You can only go there. At least here you had some choice.
You only have one
I don't
choice.
know. The problem is Fi, really. It ruins it.
Maybe. Well, a lot of people also complain about the dowsing, that it makes the game too easy.
But that's part of fire, actually.
Yeah, but the thing
it's one
is,
of the abilities.
Yeah, but you don't have to use it.
But it hassles you to use it. Like it blinks all the time until you use it. Like bang, bang, bang. Use dowsing. You lose.
I don't remember using it so much, actually.
The first time I played it, I used it all the time. I thought, this is how the game tells me to play it, so that's how I'll do it. And it was so easy because
it destroys the adventure gameplay.
Yeah, you don't have to explore
in
at all.
Zelda is like exploration, finding things on your own, discovering things. And in Skyward Sword, you just douse. You just follow the radar, basically.
Yeah.
The second time I played the game, I didn't douse at all, and that was so much better.
Yeah, probably because it's more fun to find things on your own instead of just following your sword.
Yeah.
And I hope this feature will never return in any Zelda game, because that's not something Zelda should have.
As long as it's not in your face like this.
Yeah, I don't like the dowsing. I don't think it should be there. But if they make it optional, I can't complain about it at least.
Resist the dowsing.
Yes.
At all times.
Don't give in. Don't do drugs. Well, what's this slogan?
Yeah, don't do dowsing.
DDD. 3D.
Oh, the 3Ds.
What I don't like about the overworlds, it's so disconnected. Like, you have 3 areas and
you have like 3 smaller overworlds, basically.
Yeah, and if you want to go from the first one to the other one, you have to go up to the sky, on your bird, fly to the next portal.
Then another point, the sky is so boring.
Yeah, and also what I didn't like is this game is missing that fantasy feeling, like this mystery. Like in Ocarina of Time, you live in Kokiri Forest, but then you move out and you go into the Lost Woods, and it's like this whole scary forest that's right in my backyard, and I've never been there. And
But
you can even there's even like
you just can't do that with getting that feeling again. It's almost impossible.
I think in Skyward Sword you don't have this really, because you go
They
from
don't
one
have it
area.
at all.
yeah.
You just go from one place to another.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
And also Skyloft, nobody knows what you're doing. Nobody even believes that there's a world on the surface. And
Only Cruise when he sees it.
Yeah.
He discovers Cruise Land for the first time, which is an epic scene.
yeah. But that really kills some of the atmosphere for me. Like you're Link, you're a hero, you're doing your thing on the ground, and then you go back to Skyloft and
There's only the Zelda's father, is the only one who's worrying about things because she's missing his father, but the rest of the people is like, oh, nothing's going on. So
and Zelda's father is actually the one I always visit. Like whenever I did something, like finish the dungeon, I think I'll talk to him. Maybe he'll say something interesting. But, I think what they could have done better is maybe attach the worlds on the surface with some corridors, so you don't have to fly when you go from one area to the other one.
Connect the areas. I actually expected this to have this.
To be honest, it shouldn't be like 4 areas. That's what was separated. They should be connected.
Yeah.
Even with a small entrance, even though it would seem wrong, it would have been enough.
Yeah.
We even had separate developments, like there's one team for each area. So
well, and then you see how that worked out. I didn't know that, but
No.
you can easily see that.
I do have to say that each area is pretty cool.
What's actually your favorite area of the game? If you had to pick from the 3 overworld areas, Skyloft.
I probably spent the most time in Foreign Woods. I like that.
I like the music.
Doot, 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 doot.
I think the most surprising one for me was actually the desert, because this is the only place where which really expands later, because in the forest you only visit this small lake Floria, which was really disappointing for me.
Yeah.
And the same in Eldin, you only have this small crater cave stuff.
Yeah, not much to find there.
But in the desert you get this huge new sand sea area, and you have like this Phantom Hourglass section with a boat and
roller coaster.
The sand ocean. I thought this was a nice idea. It was a quite amazing part of the game for me.
Yeah, I like the desert too. Usually I'm a forest person, but the desert area was really cool.
I think it's one of the best deserts in any Zelda game. It's just so much to do, and now a lot of people were disappointed by the story of the game, because Nintendo promised an origin story. This is the first game in the series, and it's supposed to explain a lot.
Yeah, what I didn't like, they promised a Norwegian story. like show us the region of the Master Sword and everything, like the first game in the series. But all we really did is make substitutes for the regions. Like instead of Princess Zelda, we had now this goddess Hylia, which we never get to see, which we never get to learn. Where we have lots of open questions, like where did she come from? What's her relation to the other three goddesses? And yeah, what's her relation to the Triforce and all that? And why did she stay on Earth? And unlike the other three goddesses who left the world and left the Triforce.
I think she's more of a sub-goddess, right?
We don't know. We have so many open questions about her, and then we just say, okay, Zelda is an incarnation of the goddess. That's it. The same we do with Ganondorf and the Mayas. Like, Ganondorf already had a good backstory in Ocarina of Time and the Wind Waker, so now we just introduce us, we have this big bad evil, and his hatred spawned Ganondorf. For what? I don't know. And probably the most disappointing thing is the Master Sword, because you pick it up from a pedestal like you always do. It just looks a little bit different. It's called the Goddess Sword. And then you go to a similar process like in the Wind Waker, where you just change the sword's shape with some rituals. It's not really, it's not a good origin story because you don't see how the Goddess Sword gets created. It's just fair, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree about it partially. But I don't think it's that bad. I mean, when I first saw Demise's real form, I thought, wow, this is awesome, and this explains a lot, like why Ganondorf keeps getting revived, and evil is always returning to the world to haunt Link and Zelda. And why, like, yeah, I liked it. It's not perfect, sure, but yeah, it's an origin
could have
story.
done better things. I mean, it's just substitutes. We just made substitutes for the characters, and that's it.
Yeah. Maybe it's not so much the story that I like, but the storytelling. Like the way they present it, with the characters that are pretty likable, and relationship between Link and Zelda.
Yeah, we already said that this was nice, but...
Yeah, I can see why it was a bit disappointing for people, because they expected more. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. We have another viewer question from Tom Andy. He's asking about the main side quest and the reward that you get from it, like all the gratitude crystals. And I guess we haven't talked about Skyloft in general yet. The whole gratitude crystal quest.
I really like that. I like the atmosphere of Skyloft at night. Like, this is, yeah, probably one of my favorite parts of the game, like exploring this little town at night because of the atmosphere. That's something I really enjoy in Zelda game. And I was actually disappointed that you couldn't go explore at night at other regions, because if you go to sleep...
That was weird, actually.
Yeah. Actually, I was expecting to get like an upgrade for the bird with the headlights, that you can fly at night. Like the other knights fly around at night. Only you can't do this. And I was disappointed because I was expecting to like explore all the areas at night and maybe have changes to all the areas.
Yeah.
This would have been awesome, but
it's like they ran out of time and then they changed it this way.
Maybe, yeah. In general, I like the atmosphere. As I said, the atmosphere of this quest, and I like Batro as a guy. I think you might make a great addition to Hyrule Warriors. Because like you could use this guy, and he was a fun character.
Yeah.
And you get the evil cats attacking you.
Actually, that's pretty interesting. I never knew that. When you finished that side quest and he turned human, apparently the cats don't attack you anymore at night.
If you're, like a day, if you're a nice cat.
Yeah, and there are no more enemies.
Yeah, but I still take them and throw them into the abyss.
Yeah.
Just because they come flying back. Which is kind of funny. This is one of the attention to detail in this game, which I really like.
Yeah. In general, Skyloft was one of the best towns, I think.
Yeah, definitely one of my favorite towns in the series.
Yeah, it's a lovely place, but not a lot to do.
Not as much as Clock Town, at least. I thought that was really amazing.
Yeah.
I just found Skyloft kind of, there was not enough to do there, but I might have been missing out on something, and
Probably
memory-wise.
I think there's like a side quest for each character.
Well, there is the hand in the toilet thing, which is pretty funny. That I remember though. That was
actually
quite
an
nice.
interesting side quest because you have to make a choice here, and
Yeah.
depending on the choice, there's a different outcome. Like if you give like the letter to the toilet hand, then it attacks, it curses him at night, and
Colin.
yeah. But you can also give a letter to the girl, and then but she falls in love with Pippet, who is like this.
Link wannabe.
Yeah, this. And then there's the other quest with the checkout girl, where you can like
Check
fall in
out
love
girl,
with.
the item check girl.
Item check, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, what I felt like it was up there in Skyloft was the intro, where you have to do the cave, and after that basically it was the trade market where you could just upgrade your things, and that's what I used Skyloft for. Therefore I didn't really like it that much, except for the hand in the toilet thing.
There are quite a few fun side quests, and some of them even give a minigame as a reward. For example, the bow shooting game, you first have to complete a quest. The only thing I miss is people really walking around and having a life, like in Majora's Mask.
Yeah, so far only Majora's Mask had this. So what do you people actually say about these choice quests? Like you have to make a choice and you get a different result. It's just something you want to see in Zelda, or
Sure.
you
They were
like
nice.
that?
Yeah, I thought they were nice.
Yeah, makes the game more personal.
Mm.
Yeah, because I always feel like I miss out.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
true.
But it's incentive to play the game again. Maybe in hero mode I made like the opposite choices from the first time, so basically I had both outcomes available.
What I sometimes did was copy my save file and do both outcomes.
Yep.
Just to check.
What's the better one? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, Skyloft was nice, and also the main side quest and the rewards. Like you get a lot of wallets, bigger wallets.
If it's from Battle with the credit
Yeah.
registers.
Actually, they were hyping this game up as I guess they do with every 3D Zelda game, but this was half made as a anniversary game because it was released in the 25th year of Zelda,
Yeah.
and they made lots of references to the other games, more than usual, I think.
Mm.
And also, if you watch those commercials that they put on TV, they were trying to make this game look so epic.
I never saw a commercial here, but
Yeah, me neither. Just on YouTube.
yeah. I have to look that up.
I'll link to the commercials in the description below. So, did you think this was a worthy anniversary game?
No matter what I've said throughout the whole podcast, I have to be critical. I like the game. Sure, it is okay for an 25th anniversary. Of course, they can't make an Ocarina of Time every time.
Actually, if you did it only once.
Yeah.
Marco, did it live up to your expectations?
Yeah, I did. I was reading through my old notes from the time a few days ago. And okay, I like everything, apparently. Especially on the first go. I was just writing, everything is awesome, and look at everything, how everything is a puzzle and it's awesome, and
Yeah.
I
love everything, so
Mm.
I'm
They
easy
also
to
made
please.
also I've written a journal when the game came out on my blog, and it was a little bit the opposite. I wasn't. As for the question of the anniversary title, is it worthy? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Because if you think about it, the first game was all about exploration and non-linearity. Skyward Sword doesn't have that at all, and that's why I'd say this is not a worthy anniversary game.
Yeah. But would Twilight Princess have been a better one?
No, because it has the same problem. It is also very linear, and
I can also say I'd rather have Twilight Princess as the anniversary.
Oh, no, not me.
Nope.
With Skyward Sword, you have so many references to the previous games. It's like a game of its own, trying to recognize everything. for example, the statue of the goddess on Skyloft, she's shaped after one of the items from The Adventure of Link, the trophy.
Yep.
And basically you can find references to every other Zelda game, which is pretty epic.
There's so much things with this game. I feel like we haven't even covered half.
We could probably talk for another hour, but let's not do that. Thanks for listening. Let us know what you thought of the game, and
Could we try something new to this time with that? You cannot write any comments to this video. Thanks for listening to our podcast.
Please don't write any comments, because we hate them.
But-
Don't subscribe. Don't do
because
it.
then we have to answer them. Yeah, thanks
Bye.
to Merku, Frank, and Stefan for being here, taking time tonight.
see you guys next time.
Bye.
See ya.